Griffon Sports Insider is presented by Mosaic Life Care. Hello and welcome. Coming off a good week for Griffon Athletics, volleyball has won 7 straight, soccer has won 2 straight. Griffon football, though, going to have to start a new streak this week, Brett Easley.
Well, they are, and formidable opponent last week, we do need to start a new streak. The 3-2 Griffons will try to get back onto the winning track, set for Saturday night showdown at Fort Hays State.
And it will not be easy. Western taking on the team that beat the Griffons last week. Pittsburgh State came to town and shut the Western offense down. Saturday, former Griffon football greats converging on Spratt to see a battle of top 25 teams. Number 21 Missouri Western, number 16 Pitt State, both teams entering 3-1, both teams touting top-ranked defenses. But the Gorillas trying to run away with this one super early. Picking up first quarter, already up 7-0. Quarterback Anthony Abinoa doubles the lead with the keeper. Griff's down 14-0, but back they come in the second quarter. At the goal line, freshman QB Skylar Windmiller hits Stephon Weaver for the short touchdown. It's a 14-10 game now. Strange play of the game comes a few minutes later. Gorillas punting. Josh Walker takes it, takes off, makes a move, and he's got open spaces. Walker has a clear path to the end zone. Then he's hit from behind and fumbles it away. Pitt recovers. The Gorillas would then march 90 yards and kick a field goal. Sets a 10-point swing. Just before the half, though, John Schmiemeyer, 44-yard field goal of his own. That's money. Griff's down 17-13, headed to halftime. Halftime, a time for legends. Missouri Western honoring its newest Hall of Fame members, including the 1994-95 women's basketball team, men's basketball players Darrell Wright and Larry Ingram, former football great Mitch Mason, along with the late St. Joseph track and field legend John Chavez and PGA golfer Bryce Garnett, all of them making up the class of 2014. Back on the field, this the proverbial tale of two halves. All the early offense disappears. The two nationally ranked defenses taken over. The good news, the Griffons held the Gorillas to just 2 second-half field goals. That's it. The bad news is the Griffon offense could go absolutely nowhere. Windmiller was absolutely assaulted, sacked 4 times on the night. The Griffons went 3 and out, 3 straight possessions, and managed just 39 yards in the second half. They get shut out in the second half. And that's the difference. Western falls to Pitt 23-13 the final. The Griffons drop to 3-2 on the season. The offensive struggles continue, especially against the top-ranked scoring defense in America.
Second half, I think their defense played better than our defense, and that's what happened. I think even though we held them to 6 points, I think they had about 200 yards of offense and continued to hold the ball, made some big third-down conversions. Our first drive, we popped that long run. I think we only got another first down the rest of the way, and we probably need to, kind of look at that a little bit.
It was a struggle, but we gotta block better. We gotta pass protect better. We can't let Skylar get hit all the time. We just had to play better up front, and they were throwing some blitzes at us, and we just didn't pick them up to the level that we needed to.
And I told the team tonight, I said everybody wants to just blame it on a young quarterback, and the other people got to execute to help that young quarterback get along. And I thought Skylar competed really, really well tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I took a beating, but I mean, it is what it is. It's football. That's what I signed up for, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to do that. So, I mean, we just got to come back next week ready to roll and fix some things and see what we can do to pull a W out.
Joining us now, head coach Jerry Partridge. Skylar Windmiller, give him credit. Cool, calm, and collective outwardly as a freshman, and that's impressive to see. But you also have to give Pittsburgh credit. Their defense, it's a very good defensive front, and kind of had their way with the offense.
Yeah, exceptional defense. They're obviously one of the very best defenses in the country. Certainly one of the very best defenses. I've coached here a lot of years, and one of the very best defenses we've had to face. I mean, certainly they've had some good ones. Northwest has had some very good ones, but that one right there is where up a lot of them. They have a lot of talent, have a lot of length, play physical, tackle well, play with energy. Now they took a beating. I mean, I think Tyler Disney's been lost for them, and I think they've been in their toughest contest as far as their defense is concerned. We almost doubled their point total with 13 points. But the game was a game of and I said to Meadowlands, it's the balance of the ball a little bit. I mean, we lost the turnover war -2 or -2. The interception was a deflection. We have a 50-something yard punt return. Everything's blocked well. We just got to finish it, and we fumble it back. It hops perfectly to the punter. The punters don't, they might not pick it up. I've seen that kid drop snaps before, and he catches that one. Twice they put it on the ground. One time it was just their kid out hustling ours. The other time the ball's run, no one ever sees it. Just a Pittsburgh kid laying on his stomach, gets up, oh, there it is, and gets on it. It's on Urbanus' back. It's one of those things. And they were a very good football team. They outplayed us. But the bounce of the ball could have went different. Maybe it's a different game.
You're averaging 192 yards a game. That is dead last in the MIAA. Which you look at what this team has done collectively over the last decade, it's just kind of shocking to look at that. But I think you can you look on paper that way and then see that and feel fortunate to be 3-2? I mean, and you could be 4-1. You could be 5-0. How do you feel about just where you are record-wise with how the offense is performing?
Could easily be 5-0. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Definitely easily be 4-1. I haven't even looked at the stats to know what that was. I'm worried about getting schematic, things right. And I do think we've played some pretty good defenses. I think Central Missouri's defense is really good. I think that Central Oklahoma's defense has proven out to be very good, and I think we've played the Gorilla, so that's going to happen a little bit. I think you'll start seeing some things even out a little bit. But we have to execute better. We know that. Certainly our line play has to get better. Receiving core, I thought did some nice things, caught the ball. Steve Tolliver had a nice game catching the football. That group has to play better. Certainly, I think as Skyler Windmiller continues to grow and get experience, he's going to play better. And then we got to get through the third level sometimes. When that back gets out there, he's got to go finish it and score.
And yeah, with the offense doing what it is, Raphael Spencer is still second in the MIAA in rushing at 109 yards a game.
Right.
How are you health-wise after Saturday?
Banged up. I think it's one of those games that both teams came out, physically ailing. I remember I talked to Coach Beck real quick afterwards, and they got a couple kids that were important players that were hurt. And, certainly we're banged up too. I don't know. Potentially we could lose two other guys, but I don't know for sure yet. It's early in the week, so we don't know. But
who?
Josh Walker's potential, and then also Joey Capel. So, but again, we don't know. It's still Monday, and either way, it could go either way. And so then there's other guys that are sore too. There's just our D-line has a lot of guys that have, I'd say a 60-40 chance to play that I think will get better and play.
We haven't talked a lot about this year, and sometimes it's good news we haven't, sometimes it's bad news we haven't. But talk about your place kicker. John Schmiemeyer's kicking the ball pretty well, and especially in low-scoring, tight games, important to have the guy kicking well.
John had a nice day. He kicked off very well. The field goals were huge. And John's just got, last year he had a little run of low kicks where they got blocked, and I've just been kind of telling him lately, hey, trust your leg, just get it up, try to get the extra point, because he kicks like an extra point. He's good from 50 in for sure.
Well, we talked about the defenses that you played. They've been tough. It's not going to get any easier when you go to Hayes America this week. We'll talk about the Tigers of Fort Hays State when we come back.
Won't you follow me into the jungle? Ain't no God on my streets, in the heart of the jungle. Won't you follow me into the jungle?
This week, it's a battle of 3 and 2 teams as the Griffons travel to Hays, Kansas for a Saturday night date with Fort Hays State. Last time these two teams met, September 28th of last year, the Griffons cruised to an easy 52-21 win. This year, who knows? Cue Bo.
Stick 'em, ha ha ha, stick 'em. Stick 'em, ha ha ha, stick 'em.
Well, Tony Award ending episode of Beatboxing with Bo, and boy, Bo. Let's start that over. 3, 2, 1. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another episode of the Tony Award-winning edition of Beatboxing with Bo. And Bo, you're not wrong very often, but you were wrong last week. What happened? Now you can tell he's not happy about it, folks. Okay, moving right along. Let's get that one out of our mind. We've got to go on the road this week. Griffons go out to Hayes America. Big game with the Tigers. It's Oktoberfest. It's Saturday Night Football. Going to have a big crowd. Bo, I know you've watched the tape. Bring us out of our offensive funk. We need a prediction. Well, actions speak louder than words, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's a pretty strong action from Bo. Bo, sum it up for us. Why is it going to be that way?
Bo doesn't want to talk on weeks that you lose, apparently. Good thing the last time he talked after you lost, he threatened you.
Yeah, I know it. So yeah, it's whatever. He's got his own program right now. He's on his own. We're not all pulling the same direction right now.
No, everybody. We got to get the wagon circled.
He's got to. It's not all about him.
Yeah, Hayes is 3 and 2, coming off a 27-24 overtime loss to Washburn last week. Also lost to UCO, who beat Missouri Western as well. That's a common opponent. They beat Pitt 7-6 2 weeks ago. Still don't understand that. On paper, you guys are very similar statistically, though. They have struggled on offense. You've struggled on offense, and their defense has been salty, as has yours. What do you make of the Tigers in 2014?
Well, I picked them higher than the rest of the. I think they were kind of that next best group. When I think the known, here's the best teams kind of thing. I picked Hayes to be that next team. Thought like they were progressing. I think they got a lot of offensive skill. I'm impressed with their offensive skill. Receivers catch the ball well. Running backs all run well. Quarterback's electric. He's a scrambling quarterback, which doesn't bode well for any defense, let alone ours. And so, and defensively, they're really sturdy. I don't think they're the most athletic, but they play incredibly hard.
The stout.
Play physical. Yep. They took it to Pittsburgh. Really got physical with Pittsburgh's own line. And mix some things up and made it a difficult day for Abinoa that day.
It's going to be tough to go out there. It's a night game. It's homecoming. I think it's Oktoberfest. So they're going to have a good crowd. Plus, it's a long trip. We've had success out there, but it hadn't been easy. Tough place to go.
Always.
Well, 2012, which is a great football team, we won 21-3. And we had some turnovers. We had one point where we're third and goal at the 1. I think we run a sneak to Travis. He doesn't get in. We run just a give the ball to Mike, get in there. He can't get in. So things happen out there a little bit. And Nick Williams, his dad, I remember after the game 2 years ago, because they'd been in Omaha where they got beat by Hayes. He goes, "This is just good to get out of here. This place is haunted." But we have played well there. It is Oktoberfest. It is homecoming. We've played tailgate. I made the joke at the media lunch. It's like they keep finding ways. It's Saturday night. Let's just have a party at Hayes.
Like Oktoberfest, don't you?
There's always something going on at Hayes, festivity-wise. So, and we seem like we're always a part of it.
Can't wait to make that 4-hour trip too.
Well, speaking of festive, we do scripts for these shows, and I read this. Have we sold this to somebody?
It's Tantalizing Trio on steroids.
Tantalizing
do your
Trio
thing.
on
Do your thing, because
steroids.
I've got more. Because I'm so tired of hearing the Royals. I'm going to come with my own Royals questions that are legitimate. Because I'm tired of hearing the same questions every week.
Our special this week is filet mignon because we're eating it Royal style here with the blue on top.
Official champagne. You giving champagne too?
Yeah, we're going to have champagne, lobster, the whole works. Coach P, I've got 3 questions, and he said every week says, "Oh, I hope they're not."
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All 3 of these have to do with Royals. ALCS, I want to know your rotation. Head and end, Royals and Orioles.
I would have went with Shields, Ventura, and I trust Guthrie more than Vargas, and then I don't trust Vargas, and I throw Duffy, but Ned knows more than me.
Okay, I'm going to test your
Ed
profile
does know more
as a
than you.
fan.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
You have tickets to either any of the ALCS games or, hey, why not World Series? Let's go to the World Series. If you've got tickets to those games, are you the guy that says, nope, I'm using them no matter what? Or are you the guy that looks and says, golly, look at what these tickets are going for. I'm going to test the waters and sell them. What's your profile?
Oh, if I had the time and I wasn't coaching college football, I would go if I had the tickets.
Perfect. I think I absolutely would as well. And who do you want to play in the series? Knowing who's still alive.
Doesn't matter.
Well, you guys are really working ahead, aren't you? Gosh.
Fair question.
I just said I want to beat Baltimore.
Yeah,
How am I looking ahead?
Hey, I've got more questions for you just because we'll just fill up on the Royals stuff. So if they lose this series, we can be done talking about them. How many of your Twitter followers have all of a sudden become Royals fans overnight in the last couple days?
There does seem like there's a whole lot more Royals talk.
Best tweet about the Royals that you've seen so far on Twitter?
Rex Hudler.
The one I should have tweeted last night that I didn't do.
Which was?
Now AL West champions.
That was the best one.
I didn't do it
That was
though.
your
I
own
didn't do
tweet.
it, so it doesn't count.
Royals have had some good players on some bad teams in the last 29 years. This is an interesting team. So who do you take, Shields or Greinke?
I think Zach Greinke has more talent than James Shields, but I'd take James Shields all the way because he's more of a competitor.
Who do you take?
100% James Shields.
Mike Sweeney or Eric Hosmer?
I was a huge Mike Sweeney fan, but Eric Hosmer has more upside.
I agree with that too. Eric Hosmer looks like the Royals Mr. October right now.
Why did Andy Reid throw on 3rd and 1 Sunday?
I did not watch, so I don't know he did that.
Okay.
I was too busy trying to correct the Griffons against from Pittsburgh State.
That's a very good answer. You'll keep your job for that. Which players?
I hope I can keep my job for more than that.
Well, I think that's going to help you. Which players off of this Royals team, this is for you too, could start on the 85 team? Because if you look at that 85 team, there was one surefire Hall of Famer. That was it. I don't know if there's any surefire Hall of Famers on this 2014 team. Which players?
Not including the pitchers?
No, anybody. Go.
Which one to start?
Yeah, but you got to take that.
George Brett and Frank White start.
Which
every other regular season guy starts instead of the 85 much.
Yeah, because you're gonna put Gordon in left for Lonnie Smith.
Yes.
You take George Brett and Frank White and the rest of this year's team. So
yes.
you're saying
Aoki for Darryl Motley.
Yeah, they're the same
I think
guy.
so. Hosmer for Balboni, even though Balboni hit 36 home runs. I mean, Hosmer gives you more.
Shields for Saberhagen.
Well, pitching, that's different. There's a couple
And
of
Escobar for Buddy Biancalana.
Salvi for Daryl Porter.
Oh, yeah, Salvi's better than Daryl Porter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That wasn't Daryl Porter in '85.
Wasn't David? Who was it in '85?
Jim Sunburn.
Go Royals. That's
Who won that
my only
series in
thing.
'85?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's right. I hope we see another one. That would be good.
Yeah.
That was a good tantalizing trio times
Don
6.
Dinkinger lives forever.
Yes, Don Dinkinger was the most invaluable player of that series, and hopefully the Griffon offense and defense and everybody in between are the most valuable players in Hayes America on Saturday. Okay, that's good. You get a win, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm
Be
for
a
it.
good week.
Yep.
All right, we'll be right back.
If change never happened, how would life take flight? How would our days unfold? At Heartland Health, we believe change can be beautiful. That's why we're changing our name to offer you even better care. Care that keeps up with the changes in your life and the moments that matter most. Heartland Health is becoming Mosaic Life Care. It's more than health care, it's life care. Visit us online to learn more.
Missouri Western Soccer back on the winning track. The Griffons are 5-4-1 after a pair of wins last week, including a 1-0 upset at first place Southwest Baptist. The Griffons have given up just 6 goals in 10 games. That's impressive. With more, here's the voice of the Griffons, Dave Riggert.
As we're joined by Chad Edwards, soccer coach at Missouri Western. Talk about your defense. 6 goals allowed in 10 games. I know that's been a staple ever since you took this program over to continue that defensive mindset. What's been so good these first 10 games?
Yeah, it comes down to the players and execution and their technique. And, you know, the main thing, and I think that's probably the biggest positive of all of it, is that we've had the same 4 starters and then the same goalkeeper starting all of our games. And I think just having that consistency along the back line, and just the way, I mean, they're just good players and playing really, really well together, consistent in their play. I'm really proud of Taylor and Sydney. Having them together their second year has been huge, and having Sarah behind them, just having that consistency. And then Paige, Ashlyn, and Courtney have come in and just done an unbelievable job as true freshmen, and just very athletic back there, and just having, you know, that chemistry together is huge. And, you know, we're just playing with a lot of confidence.
On the flip side of that, you're still struggling to score goals. Now you're getting some wins, but they're 1-0. You'd love to get 2-0, 3-0. Probably
yeah, it'd be nice.
Ease your blood pressure a little bit. But talk about your offense. Is it close? Is it close to breaking through? Because you're getting opportunities, just not scoring goals.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the 1-0. That 5 straight games that we've had 1-0 results, 3 negative, 2 positive now. You know, the positive is that we're getting opportunities, and I challenged our offensive players at halftime at Missouri Southern on Thursday night that it's time for them to score a goal. And they responded. And, yeah, I mean, and we had a couple other opportunities on Saturday to put the game away, and we didn't. So if we can find that second goal, we're going to be really, really tough to beat. But, yeah, and we continue to defend like we are, and we continue to create the chances. You know, hopefully, you know, the averages say that we're going to score more goals.
That's soccer coach Chad Edwards. I'm Dave Riggert for Griffon Sports Insider. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Dave. Pair of home games this weekend, 7 p.m. Friday against Washburn, noon on Sunday at Spratt against Emporia State.
Griffon Volleyball, meanwhile, goes on the road this weekend, and we'll try to do what they've been doing for 2 weeks. Win. Marion Carbon's crew riding a 7-match winning streak. They're 13-3 overall, tied for first place in the MIAA after 2 impressive victories this past weekend.
Historic night in the field house, but also a routine night for Missouri Western Volleyball. All they do is win. Griffin's taking on and taking it to Southwest Baptist, and doing so with fresh faces stepping up. Freshman Ashley Maynard filling in the middle for the injured Amanda Boonder and filled in nicely. 8 kills on the night. Then we go back to familiar faces. Jessie Thorpe, her normal kind of double-digit kill night. She had 10. And then the history occurring because of longevity. Sarah Fauble, the senior libero, putting her name in the Missouri Western record books. She becomes the school's all-time digs leader. It happened in the 3rd set. They stopped the match to honor her. Fauble with 1,566 career digs as the Griffons win their 6th straight in straight sets. Western now 12-3 overall, 6-1 in the MIAA. They remain in first place for their troubles. Fauble gets a cake for her birthday and record-breaking trouble.
We recruited Sarah Fauble to come here and get digs, just like you recruit a basketball player to come and score, you know, or a center to block shots. You recruit a libero to get digs, and so for her to break that record of all of them is the most significant record she could have broken. Just super proud. She's a great kid.
It's just pretty mind-blowing. You're right. I mean, that's my job, but then everyone else. It's such a team effort. It's really cool and to have this experience here at Missouri Western for the past 4 years, and I think just being able to play with everyone and the coaches, and it's just a really cool feeling.
Saturday, Griffon volleyball, white hot. How good are they right now on a scale of 1 to 10? Erica Ridinghouse, your thoughts?
I can't give us a 10. I'll give us a 9 because we got little things to work on. We're playing really well.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Griffin's gunning for their 7th straight win and doing it by demolishing Pittsburgh State. Jordan Shohan, that's very sneaky. Griffin's roll through the first 2 sets. Set 3, they're down early, and then Jessie Thora proceeds to unleash 4 straight service aces. It's hard to do. Later, Thora unleashes mayhem. That's easier for her to do. Team high 13 kills for the junior. Griffon stuffed the Gorillas in 3. They run their record to 13-3 overall, 7-1 in the MIAA, which is still good enough for first place. And those 7 straight victories, the most since 2002, when Coach Marion Carbon was player Marion Broderick.
I'm Jessica Cook with Griffon Sports Insider. I'm here with head volleyball coach Marion Carbon. We've got a few little GSI fans here.
Yeah, these 2 are future Griffs, the sons of a couple of former Griff alumni, volleyball and baseball alumni, so we are excited to have them at our game today.
Awesome. So just tell me, if you had to grade your team's performance, where would you put you?
I think today was definitely an A performance. We executed our scouting report really well, served tough, you know, ran our offense. Jordan did a great job of just running our offensive scheme the way we wanted to today to get our hitters open and kill shots, and so that's an A.
We just got fire right now, and we want to win.
Everything is clicking.
Yes, everything's clicking.
So how many more years until these little guys are going to be Griffs?
Oh, like 18, I think.
We can wait for that.
Yeah,
right?
class of like 2022, or no, more than that, 2032.
Griffon volleyball at Fort Hays Friday, at Nebraska Kearney Saturday. The Lopers, one of the creams of the MIAA crop, entering the week with a 14-2 record.
Very good tradition up here at Nebraska Kearney, but you know what? This team's knocked off Washington. This team knocked off Central Oklahoma. Great shot to go to Kearney on Saturday.
Griffons are making quite a tradition this year, too.
They are.
Just get a couple more, go to 9 straight.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back.
If change never happened, how would life take flight? How would our days unfold? At Heartland Health, we believe change can be beautiful. That's why we're changing our name to offer you even better care. Care that keeps up with the changes in your life and the moments that matter most. Heartland Health is becoming Mosaic Life Care. It's more than health care, it's life care. Visit us online to learn more.
Welcome back to GSI, presented by Mosaic Life Care, and we now turn our attention to the Mosaic Life Care Minute.
You bet. Very intriguing. This week, part 2 of our 4-part series on concussions, a very educational look on the warning signs and what to do.
Every concussion is different.
A lot of times people get headaches right off the bat, but sometimes that's not always true. That doesn't always happen right off the bat. Dizziness, maybe some ringing in the ears. You're going to look for blank stares. They may not be able to tell you where they're at, what they've had for breakfast. They may not be able to tell you what they're doing.
I could feel it, you know, and it was just off. There was something about it that I had no control over.
Hearing doors shut and everything would make your head just pound, and lights would just be crazy. Like, just little things that you take for granted you just can't do.
But it's important to remember that some symptoms may not develop until 2 or 3 days down the road.
So just because you don't have symptoms right after the event doesn't mean that you don't have a concussion.
If in doubt, get checked out.
In summary, concussion symptoms are varied and can be grouped into 4 categories. Physical symptoms, including headache, dizziness, and nausea. Cognitive symptoms, including problems with memory, attention, and feeling slowed down. Emotional symptoms, such as sadness, irritability, and feeling nervous. And finally, problems with sleeping. All out of time for this week. Volleyball on the road, soccer at home, football on the road. Common denominator there.
Simple formula. Let's get some wins. Roll on. We love October. Wear your gold.
Go Griffs.